Hello everyone, Michael Brady here from Brady Musical Instruments. Today is day 5 of this mega batch unveiling marathon leading up to the 82nd New England Folk Festival happening in just a couple of days right in Marlborough, Massachusetts. For this event, I have 18 brand new pendant ocarinas on display and for sale, as well as all the other ocarinas, several Shun that I've made, as well as a brand new unveiling that will be announced actually tomorrow. So for the past week, if you've been following along, I've been going through every day unveiling a brand new ocarina. So there's been 5 batches of this mega batch unveiling. This is the 5th and the final ocarina batch, so we've finally gotten through. We've seen a whole bunch of amazing woods, several new keys, a brand new size. So I'd like to close out this particular segment of the ocarinas for the showcase with a kind of a special batch. So without further ado, I'd like to give a first look and listen to batch 26 of high-end wooden ocarinas from Brady Musical Instruments. So over the course of this video, I'm going to be diving into the woods, giving sound samples, and then discussing more of the ocarina in general with a song demo at the end. So this ocarina batch consists of 4 ocarinas. So these are serial numbers 71, 72, 73, and 74. This particular batch is a little bit of a special batch for myself, which I'll go into in a bit. It has a really beautiful selection of woods that's really, I knew when I saw these woods I had to pair them together, and I kind of saved this batch towards the end, so I really had the details all worked down for this size, and I knew that I could bang it out without any losses. If you've seen the prior batch video, you will have known that I actually lost several of this size developing it. Fortunately, I got all the bugs worked out, especially with some of the weird acoustical anomalies that occur at the high end for the particular voicing. And it's led to a really beautifully warm, beautifully smooth, kind of larger pendant ocarina that's just a real joy to play. So this ocarina batch consists of 3 different woods. All of these ocarinas are tuned to the same key. So this is actually another new key, and this is probably one of the most popular keys out there. So this set is all the key of C. So these are all C5 alto pendant ocarinas. So very popular, very versatile key. Definitely want to be doing more of this key. Not just because of the popularity, but just because for all the pendants, this is the deepest pendant size I'm going to make. This is the warmest pendant size. As any kind of lower in key, I start getting more into the alto or the alto inline range. I might do a slightly larger one, but for now, this is kind of the deepest key that I offer. So jumping right in, we're going to start looking at the woods for this ocarina. So again, this consists of 3 different woods. The first wood from this set is one that I've had set aside for a while. This is a beautiful piece of curly eucalyptus. Now, I've used curly eucalyptus in the past for a number of builds. I've used it for Shun. I've used it for some tops for some other ocarinas. Inline ocarinas. Eucalyptus is a really hard, really heavy, really dense wood, really beautiful wood to work with, takes an amazing polish, has this really beautiful golden brown color to it, nice chatoyance and iridescence. The grain itself is also very uniquely wavy. So if you look at the grain, you're going to see a lot of waves in those pores. So it has very wavy pores, which I think is kind of neat. So you can see again kind of that nice lightly iridescent curly eucalyptus. So again, you can see that beautiful golden ripple running along the body. Next, the top is a really stunning top, probably one of the most stunning tops I've used for pendant ocarinas yet. And this is a really beautiful piece of high-grade figured bubinga. This bubinga is from my personal reserves. This again was another piece of wood from my personal Tsugaru shamisen build. So because bubinga was a major part of that really special instrument build, this wood has a lot of special meaning for me, and I built a bunch of ocarinas, inline alto A4s from that wood. And there's also another pendant that also used that wood, and some other woods from that build. But this wood was part of the dough or the body of the shamisen. Just really amazing, rich iridescent color. Absolutely stunning wood. It's very special for me, and I knew immediately, seeing the eucalyptus, I knew that I had to pair that kind of golden color with this just beautiful brown iridescent bubinga. And seeing this set together now myself, I'm actually probably going to keep one of these ocarinas for myself, just because it's a uniquely smooth sounding ocarina. It's just a beautifully warm, rich tone, and the wood has some meaning to me. So I think I'm going to probably hold on to one of these from this set. So out of all these pendants that I've unveiled, all 18, I'll probably just hold on to one for myself. But there's going to be a lot more pendants to come and a lot of special ones. But for me, the bubinga is a little bit special because of that other build. Finally, we have a nice piece of redwood for the mouthpiece. And this redwood is actually a little bit different from the prior redwoods that I've used for the mouthpiece in the past, in that it's not curly or as deep colored, but has a very wide growth rings to it, which is actually kind of nice. It has a very nice kind of lighter redwood color with very wide growth rings, so a little bit of a different feel to it. So now I'll play a scale going up and down. So this is what number 71 sounds like. So all the pendants that I've unveiled so far have really smooth, really clear tone. This one is made from very hard, very heavy, dense woods. Both the bubinga and the eucalyptus are just really heavy woods. So this is still a very warm sounding pendant because it's made from wood, but the hardness adds this extra bit. You have to listen very closely to it, but when you're playing it and you get the breath curve and the tone and a little bit of the vibrato when it just right, you hear this little bit of extra ring to it that the other ones just don't have. So it has a little bit of that extra special, just smooth, sweet ring to the tone that I think makes the tone, again, a little bit more special for this batch. Moving on, we have number 72. So again, we have that beautiful curly eucalyptus, that really wavy, porous grain structure, the beautiful figured bubinga, the wide growth ring redwood mouthpiece. So going up and down the scale for this is what number 72 sounds like. So one thing I do want to mention with these pendants is that, like all the pendants, and all my ocarinas in general, they are low breath ocarinas. So if you like to push ocarinas really hard, especially at the low end, you might find it might take some adjustment to get used to. These ones in particular are even more low breath than typical. I think the very first, the bass notes just require just barely a wisp of breath, and has, another, again, my gently rising curve through the top, really sweet tone at the top end that's very easy to hit, so you don't have to get much effort into getting those final notes into tune and sounding good. Just no airiness at all whatsoever on the top end, and a little bit of that extra special ring to the tone. Next, we have Ocarina number 73. So, like the others, a very similar, consistent, curly eucalyptus. We have the figured bubinga top and the wide grain redwood mouthpiece. So, playing up and down the scale, this is what number 73 sounds like. Finally, we have number 74. So, the final ocarina of this ocarina unveiling. So, we'll go through the woods just one more time so you have a chance to see all the woods for all the ocarinas. So, we have the curly eucalyptus, figured bubinga, and the redwood mouthpiece. So I'm going to go up and down the scale and improv a little bit on this ocarina. So this is what number 74 sounds like. So I think in terms of tone of response, all of them have very similar tone of response. Again, low breath pressure, same breath curve, just a real joy to play. Again, you're going to have to pay attention a little bit to the low end because they are lower breath than typical. But once you get used to that, they're just a real joy to play and explore that really smooth ringing texture in the tone. Now to wrap things up, I'm going to play a short song demo on these ocarinas. And in the prior videos, I've done a bunch of extra improvisation just because I haven't had much time to practice, prepping for these showcases and just building all these instruments. But for this one, I decided to do one of my favorite Studio Ghibli songs. So this is Fantasia for Nausicaa. I personally feel this is probably one of the most beautiful Studio Ghibli pieces from the video, just in general from all the movies, but in particular, one of my favorite films, Nausicaa. I think this really captures the beauty and mystique of nature and has just this solemn melancholy to it that I think works very nicely on the ocarina. So please enjoy this rendition of Fantasia for Nausicaa on one of the new C5 pendant ocarinas. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this fifth and final ocarina unveiling for the upcoming New England Folk Festival. Again, we've gone through 18 ocarinas. This is the final and fifth batch consisting of 4 ocarinas made from a really beautiful selection of curly eucalyptus, figured bubinga, and redwood. This is a particularly special batch, and because of the woods and the tone, I'm probably going to hold on to at least one of these ocarinas. These, again, are all tuned to the key of C, C5, and is just, I think, a really special pendant set. So all the information for these ocarinas are available on the Brady Musical Instruments shop. The full pictures are now ready. And on various social media platforms. If you see an ocarina that you like, reach out to me, get on that that reserve list, and we'll move forward from there after the showcase, depending on what is still remaining. I still got one more special instrument unveiling. This is a non-ocarina instrument that's going to be unveiled tomorrow. This is the first of my historical replica series, so getting into some very rare and niche historical instruments that I think will be very fun to explore. So still some more updates to come, and with that, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.